Let's talk about habit stacking. So I'm always saying it's the small actions done consistently that compound over time to yield amazing results. I'm talking about those small daily habits because those are the things that add up. And I was thinking about this morning as I'm recording this on a Saturday, very cold Saturday. So I was kind of doing my morning routine at a more leisurely pace than I sometimes do, and thinking about how I had all these little habits that have kind of built on top of each other. So we're talking about what habit stacking is and how you can use it to improve your health, lose weight, everything, all of the things. And I'll give you some examples that from my own life as well. So, habit stacking is when we take an existing habit that is completely ingrained in us, like brushing our teeth, for example, and build a new habit on top of it until it reaches the point that that new habit is just as much ingrained as the original habit. And I love to use brushing your teeth as an example because that's something that we do every day, several times a day. So, and it doesn't mean that you need to add long, complex things to this. So, for example, I always have an affirmation taped to my bathroom mirror, a positive affirmation, something that's really speaking to me. So I'm going to see that as I'm just getting out my toothbrush, putting the toothpaste on, and I'm going to start thinking about that. That literally takes no time. It took me a minute to write it down and tape it to my mirror, and then it just stays up there. And so that is the simplest type of habit stacking. I'm just going to see that while I'm brushing my teeth. I'm going to think about that a little bit. Now some other things that have been added since then are now after I brush my teeth and I'm doing that self-care stuff, I also use my jaw exerciser. I use this for a minute. So that's added a minute to my morning routine, a minute in the morning, a minute in the evening. And using this consistently, again, if I just did it once or twice, it wouldn't do a damn thing. But using this consistently has actually snatched my jawline, like really tightened it up. And I'm 58, 5 years post-menopause, and sculpts my cheekbones. It also gives a measurable increase in lip fullness. It's like an increase of over 14% after 1 month of consistent use. So this is another habit that I added to my toothbrushing. So this takes 2 minutes a day, but if I had to think like, oh, now it's time to go do my jaw exercise, it probably wouldn't get done, but it just happens when I brush my teeth. And then more recently, I added the Skinny Confidential facial roller, which I love. This I just added in December, but I keep this right with my jaw exerciser. So then I just remember that it's a minute, not even that sometimes. So there's my own example of habit stacking. So what could you do to tie in with brushing your teeth? Anything you want. Maybe it's starting with the positive affirmation that's not taking any time. Maybe it's like doing some air squats while you brush your teeth. Or even walking, pacing around to get your steps in, whatever works for you. But it's just this idea, maybe you're upping your skincare game and you're not good about remembering, but you put that stuff out by your toothbrush and then you do it. Examples for another morning routine that just what I have is coffee or tea or whatever your morning beverage is. So years ago, over 10 years ago, I started adding a scoop of collagen to my coffee every morning. And that doesn't, I mean, it's a few extra seconds because you have to stir it up, make sure it dissolves. But it's really not taking any additional time, but it's elevating that existing routine. I'm now, instead of coffee just being coffee, it's now giving me firmer skin, stronger nails and hair, healthier connective tissues, which in turn leads to a better body. Simplest form of habit stacking. But then what else have I added? Well, while we're drinking our morning beverage, a lot of times for people, the default mode these days is doom scrolling, just scrolling your social media. And hey, it's great if you're listening to something positive and uplifting, but it can also be an easy way to just get sucked down a rabbit hole of things that are not so uplifting. So what if you use that time while you're sipping your coffee to do a little bit of journaling? So I use my own journal, but I mean, it could just be a notebook where you're writing down positive affirmations, could be a gratitude list, anything like that. That's again, just making that existing habit of drinking coffee in the morning. Well, now it's making you prettier. Oh, and now it's making you happier. Like these are all good things. So, and sometimes the new habits that you're building take more time, or more time consuming habits. Like, for example, if you want to build in taking a walk after dinner, I mean, that is maybe it's 10, 15 minutes. It's still benefiting you. But in order to make sure that happens, maybe you put a note by the kitchen sink to remind yourself, or you set an alarm in your phone to remind yourself, because in the beginning, it's not going to be that easy to do that. But eventually it's going to become this habit that you finish dinner, you wash the dishes, and then you go out for a walk. So it's so simple, but it can be used in so many ways. And it's for especially if people say, oh, I don't have any time. Well, you're already doing these things. What could you stack? Like the collagen in the coffee, or the positive affirmation when you're brushing your teeth, those literally take no time. And the benefits are amazing. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this, or share how you have been habit stacking, or how you're going to do some habit stacking. And if you like this content, I would be so honored if you would subscribe to me here on YouTube. That way you'll get notified every time I put up new content, or share with your audience, spread the word. Let's get the message out there that you can love your body and your life at any age. This is 58, no filters.